Enola Holmes just dropped on Netflix today. This is the newest kind of thing and it kind of Sherlock stuff. But so I guess there's a series based off of Sherlock Holmes on his sister Enola Holmes. I've never read any of these books. Heck, I've never read any Sherlock Holmes books. Probably should do that at some point, but I have not, and so doesn't really change anything because I would still treat this review the same if I had read the books. I wouldn't be comparing them to the books because I don't usually do that. And yeah, it stars Millie Bobby Brown, Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes. I'm really perplexed why they dropped this on a Wednesday instead of a Friday, right? You would think a big movie like this would be a great one to drop on Friday for people to check out over the weekend. But no, they decided to drop it on Wednesday. I'm sure it will perform just the same either way. Especially since everybody loves Stranger Things, and Millie Bobby Brown is the star and most popular character in that show, and she's the star of this movie. And personally, I think Millie Bobby Brown is talented. I don't think she's as talented as people make her out to be. People overhype her character, but if you really watch this season more than once, you realize she's doing a really good job, but she's kind of just not really doing that much. But she's still great as that character. I apologize for any noise in the background. I cannot control that, but the film. But I still think she's a good actress. I just think everything I've seen her in after Stranger Things has not been that good. Of course, I've only seen her in like one or two things. Godzilla King of Monsters, she was awful in. I hated that movie. Of course, everybody was kind of awful in that movie, so not her fault. But yeah, I sat down to watch this movie, and it was actually pretty decent. I don't think you could make this film great if you wanted to. It for what it is, it can be a fun, enjoyable movie, and that's what this film wants to be. That's what it is. It is. It's better directed than I thought it would be. It has a very Guy Ritchie sense of direction to it, which I'm not a big Guy Ritchie fan. He's made good movies like Snatch, and his most newer film, The Gentleman, is really good, but the Sherlock movies aren't bad, but they're just kind of a little more style over substance to me. Excuse me. Here, let me grab something to drink. My voice is kind of not the greatest. I kind of have a throat infection going on. But I'm still going to get through this review. But it really exceeded my expectations direction-wise. Guy Ritchie, say what you want about him, but he's a good director. He's very stylistic. He's awful choice for the Aladdin remake, but, he is a good director. He has made good films. And Sherlock films, they're not great, but they're good. And, they're a little bit style over substance, but overall, they're so stylistically unique and well directed in a lot of areas that it doesn't really matter. And that's the same way I feel about this film. It's not on the same level as his films. It's just got a little bit of his touches. It's better directed than a movie like this you would think it would be. It's not an excellently well directed film or anything. And then you have the casting, which is actually really good. Millie Bobby Brown is actually British, so it's actually nice to see her play a British role, and she plays Sherlock's sister, and she's actually fantastic in the role. She does everything you need to do with this role, where she's really smart but doesn't get fit in with normal people. She's very intuitive, a lot of smartsy words, you know. But I don't know. But she's really good. I really enjoyed her character, and I was constantly engaged with her. And then you have, the part. Well, she's also good just breaking the fourth wall because you know what? She's Deadpool. She's Sherlock Holmes' sister's Deadpool. No, but yeah, she. You know that's kind of. But I don't know. I found that little thing amusing. But Henry Cavill as Sherlock was actually a fantastic choice, and I'd actually like to see maybe a movie or a series on Netflix with Henry Cavill in the role because he was actually fantastic. He reminded me of Benedict Cumberbatch. I know that's not how you say his name, but I'm going to call him Benedict Cumberbatch because I don't know how to say his name. Cumberbatch. Is it Cumberbatch or I don't know. But you know, it reminds me of the show that aired on BBC before it got awful. But yeah, he was good in the role, and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I absolutely enjoyed this movie. I will say, out of the newest Netflix movies I've seen lately, this is probably the best one. This is the one that has actual effort put into it, but you know, it's a decent movie. I think majority of people watch this will probably enjoy it. If it doesn't look interesting to you, you just flat out won't like it. It's not going to change your mind because this is a very... I know how this movie's going to go. I saw the trailer. I'm not really into that. It's not predictable in the sense, but like you know what type of movie you're getting into when you get into this film. And yeah, as it is, it's fun. And I'd be curious to see how well this film does, and if we were to get a sequel to this film. After all, Netflix is not against sequels. They're making a Bright 2. They made sequels to many other films, and this would be one that, you know, with Millie Bobby Brown being a big star in Stranger Things, and that show continuing, making another one of these would be a great choice in my opinion, because you could expand on this and do some really interesting stories. And again, it's a series of books. It's not just like one book. So doing like the whole series of books would be fantastic. But well, actually, you know, that'd be impossible if it's like Sherlock Holmes, because Sherlock Holmes has so many books that it'd be impossible unless you made 40,000 Sherlock Holmes movies. But you know, I don't know. I really enjoyed this film. So yeah, and stay tuned for more Netflix and Disney Plus reviews coming soon. You know, this Friday we got The Secret Society of Second Born Royals released on Disney Plus, and I believe Disney's Animal Kingdom. Those are both coming out this Friday. At least the first episode of Disney's Animal Kingdom, from what I understand, is releasing this Friday. So I'll be talking about all that this Friday. Stay tuned for more content coming your way.